The year is 1989. The JDM car culture scene is in its early days, and the brand new Miata MX-5 has just launched, becoming an instant cult classic due to its lightweight, its balance, and of course, this. However, this isn't Mazda's only car. The RX-7 FC was a far more competitive car, with its groundbreaking rotary engine, and people knew another model would come. So that left the question, what would happen to the MX-5?
My name's Sam, this is my 2002 NB2 MX-5. So ever since I was a kid, my dad was always into cars, the same with my brother. I was always playing with toys passed down by my brother, Hot Wheels, all of the Lego cars and stuff. I'd walk around the house every day and usually most of the time there'd be car shows like Top Gear and stuff like that on the TV anyway, so ever since that it's piqued my interest. The older I got, the more car shows my dad took me to. We'd go all the way across the country to different car shows whenever a free weekend came through. Been like that non-stop ever since I've been able to start driving, to be honest. Since then I've just been taking myself to these things and it's been really good. I think the earliest memory I had was at BHP Fuel Fest, absolutely ages ago. I couldn't tell you the year, it was so long ago, but I have a picture still on my phone to this day of the bright orange Lamborghini Gallardo. Ever since then, it's been in my camera roll and it's all I can remember. My first car was a 1998 Honda Civic EJ9 hatchback. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but it was pretty cool. So mods I did to it, well the first ever thing I did to it was I think almost something everyone did at the age of 17. I slapped on the loudest exhaust possible on it. To this day, I think it's still on it. After that, I did some tasteful mods like coilovers, wheels, some interior stuff, D-badge front grills, splitter. That's really all I got to it, to be honest, before I sold it away. What coilovers were on it? Yeah. Oh, because you just have to humiliate me. I did, yeah. I had max speeding rods on it. They were the best things ever. They never did me anything wrong, apart from the one time where the whole strut fell out the strut tower and I had to drive home. But it survived. What made me get into Japanese car scene? I just have to say, they're pretty unique, to be fair. You look at all of these Japanese cars. One, a lot of them are cheap. They're going up now because people love JDM cars for some reason. Don't know why, they're all rusty and horrible. But they've all got really unique modifications. Like I said, they are pretty cheap. They're not the fastest things in the world if you have like a $5 budget, but they're really fun. Half of them are rusty, so you don't have to care about them that much. This, it's not rusty, so I have to care about it a bit. So what I've done to that car so far, it's got the Mazda Speed Tupperware kit on it all around. Large, well, AP1 lip, small skirts, small rear mud flap. It's got raised gram lights imported from Japan. Raised gram lights 57C in gunmetal. It's sitting on Teen Street basis Z coilovers, so like mid-range. It's got a gnarly steering wheel, and obviously you can probably see it's got the half cage in it as well. Oh, and it's also got a Cobalt back box along with a HKS intake as well. First thing people say, well, if it's their first time getting in it, they always say, oh, it's a bit low to the ground. Oh, your knees must hurt a bit after this. It's not even like, for MX-5 standards, it's not even that low. Most MX-5s are like one finger width. This thing's sitting quite high right now, but soon enough, it'll be getting lowered even more. What is it like to own an MX-5? Well, I will say, it's a bit hit or miss with them because in the communities, there's a lot of shit ones, but there are a lot of nice ones out there. The people I've met who own them so far, they've been some of the nicest people I've known. Better than the Honda owners. That's a bit controversial, but to be honest, every MX-5 owner I've met so far has either been a really nice old person or someone around my age who's been absolutely obsessed with it, so. Overrated. Nissan Micras, especially the K11s. The K10s are cool, the K11s, I hate them. They're like the typical $1 car that people slap on coilovers and wheels that don't fit and then think they're the shit, and it's really annoying. I know a couple of people who've done Micras really well. They're really cool. The fitment's actually good and they don't have the biggest ego in the world. Those few people, I respect them. Every other Micra that exists, I hate them. For underrated, I think I'd have to go for two cars, to be honest. One of them being the Mazda RX-8. People do shit on them a lot because they're really unreliable. But in a perfect world where they're not unreliable, it's such a cool car. It's a rotary, so can't go wrong with it. Well, you can't go wrong with it, but. And then another one, probably a Nissan Cima. I know barely any people who know about that car, to be honest, surprisingly. They're so cool. They basically are just a crown, but they're not. because it's a Nissan, so it's really cool and it's got a cool badge. Cars in the future, probably an 8.6, just because, I mean, it's probably everyone's same reason. Watched Initial D, it's a sick car. Yeah, they're like 20 grand and make 130 horsepower, but like, it's really cool. Slap on like 14s or something, and you've got like the coolest car ever. A more realistic option is probably 11. They're not like, they're probably more money to be honest, I don't really know, but I don't see as many of them around, so I'm guessing they're a bit less known, maybe a bit cheaper. They don't have the pop-ups, but they look really cool because they're like kind of aggressive headlights, so they are a pretty cool car. After that, probably an R31 Skyline. They are pretty unique looking, especially for a Skyline when you look at the rest of them as well. What I'd probably do to it is probably everything a purist would hate. Put it really, really low on like 14s or something. And probably lastly an S14, to be honest. They are just really cool cars, they look sick. You can go anywhere you want, to be honest. You can drift missile it or show car it. I don't really know what I'd do. I'd want to show car it. It'll probably become a drift missile and I'll probably absolutely ruin it, but oh well.
So Sam, we are now on your final question where we ask you what you would trade your car for. This is going to work like a ladder, so if you pick one option, that's you like locked in until the next question, all right?
Right.
Okay. So Sam, would you trade your car, moving up the ladder, for a Civic EG6?
B16A, if it's an import. Is it stock?
Nah, yeah, it's stock.
I mean, it's worth a lot. No.
No, he would not. So you're sticking with the MX-5?
Sticking with the MX-5.
Okay, Sam. Would you trade this car? This is a...
This is an MX-5, buddy.
So Sam, would you trade this car, which is a MX-5 NB, for the first edition, the Miata NA with the pop-ups?
No.
Why not?
It's got an open diff. They're probably rust less, to be honest. I don't know, I just like these. They come with, most of them come with an LSD, a bit more power, a bit more modern. Doesn't change much. I kind of like this more, to be honest, like the looks.
If it makes you feel better, I prefer this one too. Okay, Sam, so we're sticking with the MB. So Sam, would you trade your MX-5 MB for a Honda S2000?
Yeah.
You trade it in a heartbeat?
In a heartbeat.
Stock?
Stock.
Okay, we're sticking with that then.
S2000.
So this is for your final question now. We're at the S2000. Would you trade your S2000 for a Nissan S14? This is a car that we saw in one of your previous questions as one of your dream cars. So let's see.
Well, yeah. No brainer.
No, yeah, why?
Oh, to be fair, stock versus stock.
Yes.
Do I have to keep them stock forever?
No. You can touch them, but I'm sure touching an S14 is probably more expensive. That's not fact checked.
If we keep it realistic, I think S2000.
Really? That's what you would take?
Realistically, keeping in mind, I have to spend money to make it better.
You do have to spend
Stock
money.
versus stock, S2000's better by a mile, by millions of miles. Yeah, S14 doesn't come with an LSD from factory. Neither does the S2000, but you buy an S14 to skid it.
It's true.
You have to make it good for a show. That's a lot of money. S2000s, I'll just drive it.
S2000s are a great driving car. My car, S2000. My dream car. No, I don't own an S2000. Okay, thank you, Sam, for coming out and recording us with us today. How was it for yourself?
It was pretty good, to be honest.
Well, it was great having you here, and if there's any cars or people that want to come on this show with us, leave a comment below. Other than that, mic drop, bitches.